Of all the species on Earth, humans are the only ones who wear clothes. Not feathers, not fur, just fabric, leather, metal, and plastic. So, why do we cover ourselves? The first humans didn't have brands or wardrobes. They didn't wear clothes for shame or survival, but something deeper, an expression of status, identity, and emotion. Scientists estimate that humans began wearing clothes about 100,000 years ago. How do we know this? Lice. Specifically, clothing lice evolved from head lice, adapting to live in fabric. The moment they appeared in human history, we knew we were wearing clothes. The main reason? Climate. As early humans migrated from Africa into colder regions like Europe and Asia, they needed protection from the cold. Animal skins, fur, tree bark, anything to keep warm and dry. But here's the twist. Even in warm areas, people wore clothing. This tells us that clothing wasn't just about survival. It had social meaning too. Early humans used shells, bones, and pigments to decorate their bodies and clothes, not for survival, but for display. Picture a hunter flaunting a special fur or a tribal leader adorned with exclusive beads. Even in prehistoric times, clothing communicated identity, who you were, what group you belonged to, and what you had achieved. In that sense, clothes were like ancient social media profiles. Your appearance spoke volumes without a single word. Now let's talk about modesty. Some argue that humans wear clothes out of shame, that nakedness is something to hide. But is that really true? In many indigenous societies, nudity isn't considered shameful at all. The concept of modesty varies wildly across cultures. In Victorian England, showing an ankle was scandalous, while in many tribal communities, bare chests are completely normal. This shows us that modesty isn't biological, it's cultural. What's deemed modest is taught, not instinctual. Yes, some clothing exists to follow social norms, but those norms are invented and constantly changing. Throughout history, clothing has also been a tool for power. In ancient China, only emperors could wear yellow. In medieval Europe, laws restricted the poor from wearing certain fabrics or colors. The message was clear. What you wear reflects your rank. Today, that idea persists, just in a different form. Think about uniforms, suits, and designer labels. When you see someone in a tailored suit versus a hoodie, you make assumptions about them. Fashion is power, and it always has been. But clothing isn't just about how others perceive us. It's also about how we see ourselves. The concept of enclothed cognition shows that what we wear affects our performance and confidence. In one study, people wearing white lab coats performed better on concentration tests when they believed it was a doctor's coat. When they thought it was just a painter's coat, the effect vanished. This means our brains link meaning to clothing. We dress for identity, not just appearance. Fashion matters because it allows us to feel powerful, creative, rebellious, beautiful, or even invisible. Sometimes putting on a certain outfit feels like putting on armor or a disguise. In today's world, clothing is no longer handmade from animal skins. It's mass-produced in factories worldwide. Global brands like Zara, H&M, and Uniqlo dominate the market. Clothing has become fast, disposable, and endlessly shifting. Trends change weekly, driven by platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. But with this abundance comes a cost: environmental waste, exploited labor, and mental pressure to keep up. In a world flooded with clothes, the hardest thing to wear is confidence. So why do we wear clothes? Initially, it was for protection. Then it became about status. Today, it's a mix of comfort, identity, culture, and expression. Clothes tell a story, sometimes true, sometimes carefully edited. Next time you look in the mirror before heading out, ask yourself, are you dressing for the weather, society, or for yourself.